person that you're speaking to, the disagreements that you have, even if they are very, very passionate disagreements, you don't need to personalize them. You don't have to say to yourself, this person holding this other opinion and me talking to them is somehow a threat to my personal identity, right? And so one of the problems is that our identities these days are so fractured and shallow that we overcompensate by fighting for them, tooth and nail, and we have depleted our capacity to create the space to just be able to go into a room and be in awe of our fellow human beings simply because they're our fellow human beings, and not have to qualify that process of relationship building. And there's something very deeply unhealthy that happens to a nation that becomes that way when cynicism and I think repression of emotion develop in the body of a politic. It really decreases that nation's capacity for joy and for compassion. And so it's a question of, I think, to a certain extent, chicken or the egg, and where do we, obviously we're doing it in our own way, but where do we collectively sort of insert the process to thwart that and to change that?
Yeah, I think just to add to that, I think our identities have become increasingly dependent on our parties. Our tribal identities with the parties have become so strong, and politics is inherently divisive because it's always a battle for power between the two sides. And so we're constantly triggered because someone's attacking our identity when they disagree with us. And yet political identities are inherently shallow. Like, nobody identifies themselves first and foremost as a Republican or a Democrat when they really think about it. Like, there's always deeper things we care about. And it seems to me that's the door in. That is like the potential to get out of this mess, is that, like, if we can tap into deeper, more powerful identities and start speaking from those, that it's actually the way to circumvent so much of the current conflict.